All right, well, sometimes things don't go so well. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. So the trailer wiring install did not go as planned. I thought it did. Well, it took 2.5 hours longer than they said it would take. And when they were done, he calls me out. He says, "Oh, you're all done." He gets me in the driver's seat, shows me how to work the brake controller and all that. I go in, pay for it, $1,215, but I did not pay for the extra labor time. You know, not my fault the technician is slow. So I get back to camp and I notice I'm missing a 200-watt folding solar panel. I had two of them sitting inside the back door, between the bed and the back door. They usually go in the cargo box, but I used them and I was in a hurry, so I just put them back here by the back door. I get back and one of them's missing. So I call him and he says, "Well, I'm just thinking, he just put it down in the shop and forgot to put it back in the van. No big deal. Totally understandable. Those things happen." And he calls me back, says, "Hey, we found it and I'm going to put it over behind the clerk's desk." I said, "Well, I'm going to have to wait. I'll come back tomorrow and pick it up because I'm already all the way back down in Parker, which is like 40 miles away. So now I got to make another trip all the way to Havasu, wasting that gas to pick up a solar panel that should have been put back in the van." But that made me curious. So I started looking around. The wiring in the back, nothing zip tied up. It's just hanging loose. They had pulled my jack out of the back there to give more room, and they just threw it in the floor. They didn't even put it back in its case and bolt it to the wall like it's supposed to be. And stuff like that, that really irks me. Really irks me. So that even made me more curious. I'm like, I don't trust this guy's work. So I pop the hood and look at the wiring, and I'm like, it's okay. I'll give it a C+. But guess what? He broke my fuse box. He broke the tabs off of it, trying to get the lid off of it. And it's not the tabs on the lid, it's the tabs on the box that the lid attaches to. See, look. See that? It's just flopping around. These two are okay up here, but these two down here are broken off on the box, not on the lid. If it was just the lid, we could work with that. They could buy me a new lid. That's cheap. But it's the whole box where all the fuses are. That's where the tabs are broken. So I call him back. I said, "Hey, I just called you, told you about my solar panel, and I found a lot more problems." And told him, "I'm not blaming you, but you got a lazy technician on your hands." So I told him what happened. I made a short video of it and texted it to him. He's already responded. He wanted the make, model, and year of my van and the VIN number, so I guess they're going to give me a new fuse box. But I don't want them to put it in. I want the Chevy dealer or GMC dealer to put it in. I don't want this guy touching anything else on my van. When I looked at him, I had my concerns just because of his appearance. I'm not going to go into that. I shouldn't even have brought that up. But I know how it is, The shop foreman's great. He was fine. It's not him I'm upset with. I was a foreman when I was in the medical equipment business, and we had the same kind of technicians. The same exact kind that just, they come slouching into work and they don't want to do anything, and you got to go behind them and do everything again. And we had so many comebacks. So I know how it is. I've been in the business. And a comeback is where a customer brings in something to repair, and then they come back the next day and say, "Hey, look, I noticed this is broken." So they make it worse than they make it better, what I'm saying. And I've dealt with it, all of my working life. So if you can find yourself a good technician, you treat them like they're a gold brick because they are hard to come by. If I had only seen Herbie's video a day earlier, I would have hired that guy. That dude does top-notch work. I would have gladly paid him what I paid this place. $1,215 for a broken fuse box. So you can see why I'm perturbed. I'm not mad. Just so disappointed. you know, I try to go into everything with a positive attitude because you don't want those negative vibes, you know. But sometimes even a positive attitude won't keep a goofball technician from breaking your stuff, breaking my stuff. So I'm going back up there tomorrow, get my solar panel, and we're going to see what we can do about this and getting some refunded money, because this is a bad thing to have the tabs broken on the box. Now, if they can rig me up some tabs, you know, like either fasten them on somehow and just some aftermarket tabs that somehow or another, I'll do that. I don't want them to have to buy me a whole new fuse box. And I'm not that kind of guy. I just want the lid to close tight, because you cannot have a fuse box with a loose lid on it. That is catastrophe waiting to happen. If water gets in there, you're so screwed, so screwed. So this is very, very important. So if they can figure out how to latch it up and it's nice and tight and then give me some refund, I mean, I want good refund. Hey, they're calling. Let me stop the video. I got to answer the phone. Be right back. Okay, so that was the shop foreman. I'm liking this guy. His name's Brian. He said he's already contacted the Chevy dealership just right down the road from them. They're in Havasu. And he's waiting for a call back from the parts department about getting me a whole new fuse box, lid and everything. And I said, yeah, but I don't want your guys doing it. He said, I'll do it myself. He said, I am a skilled technician. I run the shop now, so I'll do it myself, so you won't have any worries. So see, that's good when you just don't call and jump down somebody's throat. I was trying to, you know, I was being very polite and reasonable with him, because when you put that out, you get it back. So it looks like this is going to be fixed. I am purposely not naming the shop, because that is not, this video is not to get on here and say, oh, don't use them. That's not what it's about. It's just documenting everything. And when it's all said and done, I think for your benefit, I should name the shop, because I want my viewers to do business with good people. So, but even if it turns out bad, I'm not going to rant and rave. What good is that going to do? It's not going to do any of us any good. So tomorrow, back to Havasu. More gas. So maybe they'll give me some money back for my gas and my time and my troubles, and I hope so. So that's it. Everybody have a great evening. I'll check in and give updates as it goes along. Thanks for watching. Take care, be well, and smash the bell.